Put on your earmuffs.
This is a prepaid call from an inmate at the county correctional facility. All phone calls are subject to recording and monitoring. To decline this call, press 9 now, and to accept this call, press 1 now. Thank you. Your call has been accepted.
Anger is a gift.
Our deepest fear is not to be right now. Our deepest fear is not to be right now. It is our light. It is our shadow, darkness that most frightens us.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Prison Stories, episode 2. I appreciate you watching this. This particular story is kind of funny. This story is kind of how I pretty much should have got my ass kicked, but luckily I didn't. I ran my mouth a little bit too much, and yeah, definitely should have got my ass kicked. I'll explain that down the road. But first I want to talk about the title, Anger is a Gift. Zach De La Roca from Rage Against the Machine. The song is Freedom. An amazing song, legendary. I believe it's from the 90s. But in the beginning, or actually in the middle, I think there's like a guitar riff. And at the end of the riff, he just silence and he says, Anger is a gift. Hence why I did that. And that's why I want to name this and title this Anger is a Gift, because anger is what the story is about. But it's also an amazing quality to have too. It's also a horrible quality to have. It's what landed me in my incarceration. It's the main reason I think that I was, incarcerated. My anger. A plethora of other things too, but I mean that's definitely a big one. And ooh, some shiny. But first, we have an ADHD side note. Now, the ADHD side note is, when I was locked up, people kept calling me MGK. Now, this is primarily through the black community. I had white dudes call me that too. So many black dudes kept calling me MGK. It didn't really happen in county. But I was on different cell blocks when I was downstate. And in each cell block, so many different people. Yo, you look like MGK. Did anyone ever tell you look like MGK? Yo, MGK! Shit was crazy. Now, mind you, at that point, the sides of my head were shaved. I had long hair and like a little bun. So I guess in a way I kind of looked like MGK, maybe kind of. I don't know. Another fun fact actually is, years ago I was actually stay-at-home dad for my 2 daughters, and I had a pink mohawk, and that was on actually my medical marijuana card. Picture of that pink mohawk. So I guess I, have some MGK in me. But yeah, MGK. So as I said, this is a story where I should have got my ass kicked. It was with a dude that I was cool with the dude. He was my rummy partner, Slim. Really tall. I'm pretty sure he was Haitian or something. Big motherfucker. And at this point, I'm like 190. And I'm like 20 pounds heavier than I am right now. So I'm like decent. This dude trumped me. And again, he would have whooped my ass. So, yeah. So to kind of paint the picture, it's a night where we're playing cards, we're playing spades, and I didn't gamble in my bed, just because I kind of deemed it like an addictive quality. So when I was downstate, I took that shit. It was a prison bid to me. I didn't take it as like you're a holiday and people just wanted to fucking veg all day and do jack shit. That wasn't me. I was working out, I was reading, I was doing Sudoku, I was doing something to benefit my mind or body or my soul, something, praying, something. But either way, so we're gambling, and we're gambling for literally soups, like a couple bucks. Like I think we're doing 2 soups, and I forget whatever it is. And so there's 4 of us, and there's
Give me the soup. Give me the soup.
I have like milk crates stacked up, and like it's all this kind of shit on top, and we're kind of playing on this. It's just crazy. And we all have like it's situated where there's 2 sets of bunks on each side. So here's a bunk, and then I was up on the top bunk. But we had like a guy here, and then at that cot, we had a dude in a wheelchair. So there's this dude in a wheelchair. So we had this chair, it was made out of like PVC, it had wheels and stuff on it. It would just, because we were in a pod, I was at the camps. It's a long story. Old dude would like wheel around in this little like PVC like wheelchair thing. And we had one guy sitting on that, and I forget, some totes or some shit, like our storage crates or something, we were sitting on that. But we're all sitting there playing spades and like, you know, trying to have a good time and stuff like that. And we're gambling now, so now shit's getting real. So Slim, we were doing something, and he accused me of cheating. And for some reason, that's like a trigger for me or something. I don't know. I lost my shit. I lost my shit. And start screaming, fuck you. Don't ever fucking call me cheater, motherfucker. Like, just boof. Now we're both up in each other's fucking face. And again, this dude had like, I would say a good 20 pounds on me or something like that. And I'm like 190 at this point, so I'm bigger than I am now. I still got these, motherfucker. Oh. So yeah, we're just screaming at each other. And at one point, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. In my head, I'm like, man, this dude, he's gonna kick my ass. And he didn't kick my ass, so that's cool. Thanks, Slim. But yeah, so I'm just like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, I'm done. And I went on my bunk and I had my TV and stuff like that. Spoiled, rotten shit. Prison, you're watching TV. Either way, he's like, come on, just continue playing. I'm like, oh, fuck you. He's like, just continue playing. I'm like, fuck you, done. Put on my headphones and I'm just done. Threw a little hissy fit, just, you know, anger. Just a temper tantrum. And, you know, yeah. Now, I probably should have said this prior, but Slim was in for felony murder. He was 20 years old and he stomped a dude's head in at a bar. Killed him. So he got 20 years for that. And then he got additional 5 years down in Trenton for stabbing some dude, because when he was 20 years old, you know, he just got locked up and shit like that. And some dudes like, yeah, you gotta, you know, earn your keep. You gotta, you know, make people fucking fear you. And yeah, he ended up stabbing a motherfucker, getting additional 5 years. So yeah, this is the guy I'm screaming at. You know, again, my rummy partner, he was my boy. Like, we were, you know, he used to walk in and be like, yo, Chrissy getting his ass kicked now. Or MGK, like I said before. But MGK, who is MGK? Getting his ass kicked now? Like, I missed that motherfucker. Like, he was cool. So we're fucking screaming at each other. Like, I mean, when I yell, I yell. Like, and I have a bad habit of getting in altercations like that, unfortunately. When I was in my 30s, early 30s or some shit, I got my face punched in at work. Yeah, I went off on some dude because he said some shit about my dead dog. I just put my dog out or something like that. That was a nightmare. And yeah, I got like 8 or 9 stitches in my lip. So I'm not a stranger to that kind of crap, unfortunately. But yeah, after my temper tantrum, I end up going to bed. And next morning I wake up and, you know, I'm ashamed. I'm fucking just like, oh, man, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. He's gonna hate my guts or whatever. This was just, I wasn't thinking, I'm like, man, this is gonna be stupid. So I get up, and his bunk was right there. He had the bottom bunk. I hop off my bunk as soon as the cop, you know, the CO opens the door and stuff like that. And as soon as we kind of get up and everything, he's like, yo, my bad, man, I was jailing on your yard and shit like that. Like, he's like, I know you were kind of pissed off. And I'm like, man, I'm just, you know, it is what it is, dude. I'm like, you know, I kind of went off on you. My bad. Like, I could get heated. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, that was the worst I've seen you. He's like, I know you get mad. He used to say shit all the time. He's like, yo, Christian, man, you need to chill. Sometimes you just get too fucking pissed off, man. So you need to chill. And he was actually weird. He kind of like helped me in weird ways, but whatever. He was in laundry, so we just broed it out, all that kind of shit. He went to laundry, and I'm getting ready. The day's starting to get going and stuff like that, like breakfast and things like that. And I said laundry went out right away. So some goes out, and so I'm getting my shit together, and I'm all like, I'm such a sissy. I'm all like, oh man, that's cool, Slim's cool, man. No, he even apologized. He said, I'm sorry, and I was like, blown away by that. Yeah. So he leaves, and like the OG of the pod, like there was 13 of us. I was the only white boy there was 13 of us. I was the only white boy. There was 2 Spanish dudes, and everyone else was black. So I was definitely the odd man out, which I'm completely fucking cool with. Like, I had 0 problems. I had more issues with fucking white people, actually. But so yeah, so Slim leaves, and like the OG of the pod, Baz, he wasn't that old, but like he was just the older of the pod, so they called him the OG. And he Slim leaves, and Baz is in the back tying his do-rag. And he's like, yo, MGK, come here. I'm all the way in the front, he's in the back. So I'm gonna walk up, and I'm all like chipper, and I'm like, hey, man, Slim's cool. He's like, yo, what happened last night? I'm like, with me and Slim? He's like, yeah, what was that shit? And I'm like, I don't know, man, he called me a cheater, I'm like, just fucking pissing me off and stuff like that. He's like, yo, you realize Slim is convicted murder, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, like he stomped the motherfucker. He stomped his fucking head in, yo. And I'm like, yeah. And Baz is like, that's why we love you, boy. You're a crazy white boy, man. Holy shit. And again, it didn't register. It didn't register until after I got out. In all honesty, it didn't register until after I got out. Like the capacity of this story, it didn't hit me until later. That anger doesn't care, and that's been proven to me time and time again. Unfortunately, like I stated prior. But yeah, it was nuts. Holy fuck. So when the feeling of anger comes over you, pivot. Learn to pivot. It's truly, truly hard, trust me. But the best thing for you would be to learn to pivot. And one of the best things that I've learned personally to help me on my quest to conquer my anger, to pivot, is to breathe. Breathing is essential. It's a tool that I wish that I learned decades ago. You'd be amazed what a little oxygen to your brain can do and how it can help you. So again, learn to breathe. Learn to take deep, steady, slow breaths. So when you feel that anger coming on, remind yourself, it's your responsibility to remind yourself to breathe. If you're not letting oxygen into your brain, you're going to make your situation a lot worse. On top of breathing, find healthy coping mechanisms. Things like exercise, reading, jogging. There's a plethora of things that you can do to help you, but try to find something that you can stick to that also can help bring you out of that funk. I personally highly recommend exercise. Exercise releases the proper chemicals into your brain. that can make you in a better mood. It's good for your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles. It's an overall good thing. And I just think it's an amazing tool to battle anger, to battle depression, to battle anxiety. I mean, the list goes on. I believe that anger is a part of a very unbalanced state of mind. And again, breathing is essential if you have an anger issue. Also, one of the things I wanted to discuss is the fact that if you are someone who suffers from an anger issue, just know that, I don't want to be a pessimist in this, it's not going to go away. Your anger will follow you the rest of your life. Now, what you need to do, and it was your responsibility to do, is to learn how to cope with your anger and to manage your anger. I remember when I was in county, instantly volunteered for therapy. I wanted to get better. It was something that was on my to-do list highly. So I started seeing a therapist weekly, and I remember I was all ballsy and saying, one of these days I'm gonna get rid of my anger. I'm not gonna be an angry person. And she just kept laughing, which pissed me off. And she said something that pissed me off, and she said, "You're always gonna be angry." And I told her, "Fuck you." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm gonna beat this, and you'll see." In months, 4, 5, 6 months down the road, I remember telling her, "Yeah, you're right. I completely see what you're saying now. It's never going to go away. It's my responsibility to kind of work on this." So I thank her for that tidbit of information, and I wanted to spread that on. And I say responsibility because I deem it each and every one of our own responsibilities to tame whatever is inside us, whether that's dark depression, anxiety, anger, all of the above, alcoholism, drug addiction, whatever it is. I believe it is our responsibility as human beings to tackle that. Once you accept that responsibility, things become a lot easier. You're able to do things a little more fluently. So accountability is essential, and so is knowing again that it's not going to go away, and you need to work on this. This is not something. It's not going to be easy. This is a day by day, minute by minute, almost second by second situation when you're first starting off, when you're not used to the tactical advantages that you can have once you develop these tools. It's hard. And the second that feeling hits you and you just want to kind of punch something or whatever it may be, again, your responsibility. Breathe. Put oxygen into your lungs. I don't know what just happened, but remember, slow and steady breaths. So I'm back now, got my light situation fixed, and I want to talk about why I stated prior as to why anger is a gift. Now, that might seem a little odd, and that makes a lot of sense. Now, why I believe that to be a great statement is the fact that while it is a volatile and it can be a illicit vice that someone can carry, it can also be something that can save their life if they aim it the right direction. Now, while I love my soft side of me, which I am a very soft person, I cry at movies, I cry at some music like I'm just a baby, but I also have learned to respect the fact that I am an angry person, and I've kind of learned to shift this to more to a disciplinary part of my life, where it's helped me learn to govern my life based off of my anger. And that sounds kind of weird, but I was very angry at why I was incarcerated. My actions led me to be incarcerated. I was very angry at myself. I was very angry just at the world around me. I used that anger. I didn't sit there and drone on it and make it to a self-destructive state. I used it to make it to build me. I continually got angry throughout the process, whether it was at myself, whether it was at the system, whether it was at COs, inmates, because you deal with a bunch. I'm telling you one or two scenarios. You deal with a lot of dumb shit. You have to learn how to deal with that anger the best that you can, or else you're gonna end up with a infraction. And I was I was fucking determined to not have any infractions. So I tried to keep to myself the most that I can, and not really get involved with all the bullshit, the best that I can. Again, very hard to do sometimes. But yeah, check your fucking anger. Check your fucking anger. Also, again, because of the situation I was in, finding myself in prison, someone that's soft, which I definitely have a soft nature to me, for sure. Someone that's soft will get eaten alive. So you kind of have to have some sort of assertiveness and aggressiveness inside of you, or you're gonna have some issues. And I find myself, again, many situations that I kind of had to show that a little bit. I hated it. The fucking life. And anyway, and also when I say anger is a gift, as men, it can be devastating because it can destroy lives. I met many people that were in scenarios like me, that had a lot worse, a lot longer bids, and I mean, this can really affect your life, like severely affect your life. Why let it get to that point? Why let anything get you to that level, whether it be a job, whether it be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a wife, a husband? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's truly not worth it. What's the point of ruining your life over, again, having a temper tantrum, having a hissy fit? Again, I want to emphasize the fact that I believe it's a quality that doesn't go away. At the end of the day, you can do so much work on it, and you can become a different person. I can't stand the fact that, well, this is how I am. This is just how I am. That's awesome. You can change who the fuck you are, hands down. You will always have qualities, and showcase these whatever vice it may be, but you can surely work on that. Like, just to sit back and say that you can't work on that, that's on you. And again, you need to, like I stated prior, you need to take accountability. That's your responsibility to get better, to become a better human being. So in this situation, I'm talking about anger, but this applies to so many things. So, I mean, bottom line, just get your fucking shit together. Be a better person. Be a better human being. And again, this is kind of directed towards men. So be a better fucking man. Being a man does not mean you're angry and go. That's stupid. Like I said before, and that's exactly why I call it hissy fit, because it's bullshit, man. It doesn't make you a man. Trust me. Being angry does not make you a man. I'm not saying that being angry is a cool thing in any which way. I think it's stupid. I think I've explained that in the past 20-something minutes, but just know again that as men, many of us possess this quality inside of us that could be damning. Don't let it get to that point. Learn these coping mechanisms, like I stated prior. So when you do feel these feelings coming on and you feel like you're gonna snap, you gotta get your breathing in. Go get a glass of water. Walk away from the situation, whatever it may be. You need to find something that works for you. Trust me, prison is not as fun as it seems. I constantly found myself looking back at this motherfucker and constantly thinking, A, you ain't never going back, and B, what have you learned along the process? It's been a long journey. It paradoxically changed my life, saved my life, which I don't think works for everybody. I don't recommend prison, like I stated prior. But for me, it was one of the best things for me. Again, I chose to utilize the things to make me better. That's why, like I said, every person's responsibility falls on them. And always remember, pressure makes diamonds. What's up, guys? So I just kind of want to talk about episode 3 in the story that I will be talking about in that. First and foremost, I'm going to try to get a better angle so you're not staring at my big schnoz. Other than that, first and foremost, I was minding my own fucking business in this case. I'm going to hopefully try to get my shit together so I'm a little, I can put these out a little bit more instead of it's like one every year or whatever the frequency has been. My bad. It's a story about where I got called a racist, which is the farthest thing from the truth and kind of hysterical. But it had a very weird ending where the darkest dude in the room actually stuck up for me. And it was probably the deepest story of my whole incarceration, I believe. So that's episode 3, and thank you so much for watching this. I truly appreciate that, and have a great day.